might think you're joking, but, like, there are jokes in this movie, but it is not a comedy. It is a proper thriller.
It's a real thriller.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? So in this particular film, because it takes place in an airplane, they had to build the sets, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me was the confined space, heat. I fall asleep fast. Like, not because I'm a narcoleptic, but if I get hot, I get sleepy. So my thing is, like, so I do fall asleep fast. And because I'm an action star now, I'm on harnesses and all of this stuff. And I'm like, you can't overwork me, because I'm like a car, baby. You overheat me, I'm gonna shut down.
Of course.
You understand what I'm saying?
Totally
Don't gas me too hard.
No.
Give me room to go.
Oh, he has a little battery.
Okay. Why are y'all clapping? Why are you clapping? Don't celebrate that. Graham?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. You're on. What's your name, sir?
Jim.
Jim, lovely. And what do you do, Jim?
I'm retired now.
Well, what did you do?
I was a HGV driver for a
Okay.
local council.
OK, grand. And where did you do that?
Down in Devon.
All right. Oh, does this story involve Josh Whittaker?
No.
Oh, OK. Sorry.
There's more than one person in Devon, Graham.
Not on the couch. OK, off you go with your story.
Hi. Well, I've got some nice neighbours next door to me, Luke and Laura.
Oh, yes.
And they've got a 3-year-old son. And he's fascinated by
Can I just stop you one second? Is he very quiet?
Yes.
Yeah. Very quiet.
He's very quiet. He's a lovely little lad. He's very quiet. Very quiet. He's quiet, very quiet. He's a lovely lad.
Yeah, OK. All right, keep going with the story. Keep going with the story.
Right, well, I've got a large cuckoo clock in my kitchen, and he absolutely loves it. And he wants to come round and have a look, see it working, and I keep having to turn the hands round so that cuckoos and stuff. Anyway, Laura and Luke went away at Christmas, and they went to the in-laws, and they're all sat round the dinner table and chatting, when Harry suddenly piped up and said, Jim next door has got a large cock that a bird keeps popping out of.
Idea what was going on in that story. None.
For the last 30 seconds in my ear, I've just had Gabrielle going, do it, do it.
You knew the word cock was going to come up. Yeah. She is this... you said that she's a bunch of kind of all these different eccentricities. She's a germaphobe, and she's got all these kind of rituals she must do.
Yes.
And we always think of actors are quite like that. Is that you? Are you that person?
Yes. Obviously not. Of course I'm not. I mean, I certainly do... Oh, God. I certainly do weird things with scripts. You must do that too, surely.
Like, what do you do with your script?
Well, you know, stickers. I have stickers on them.
No, that's just organisation.
Like, brilliant, go girl.
No, I have the scratch and sniff ones. You know, the Coca-Cola. No, I don't.
Too late, it's out then. This one smells like orange.
And banana. No, I don't. No, I have a little funny little script thing, but I don't have that many rituals.
Do you have superstitions, Cate Blanchett?
I don't look. I think you go mad. You're mad enough as an actor. But I think it's about aeroplanes. The more you fly, the more you wish you didn't fly. So I do this thing, if I'm flying by myself, where I have to hold my breath as soon as we start to taxi off. But the problem is, if you get held, then I'm still holding my breath. And then I read that you, on Avatar, learnt to hold your breath for 7 minutes. I'm thinking, Winslet can do it. Come on. and the problem is when you're up, I have to hold my breath, thinking of my kids and my husband and all those people I love, until we level out. And the problem is Qantas, which is... I'm Australian, and if you fly long haul in Qantas, they know you, they love you, they keep offering you chocolates and things, and they keep talking to you, and I'm holding my breath. It gets a bit complicated, but that's the only thing I do, really, because I don't like flying.
OK.
It's weird. I mean, come on. No one likes flying.
I am quite funny about flying, and I definitely
As you should be. It's weird.
I do get fear. I definitely have superstition-y things around. Like if I see a magpie, I will always say, "Hello, Mr. Magpie. How's your wife and family?"
No, that's got nothing to do with flying. That's...
No, I know, but it does. But it makes me
fly.
Hello, Mr. Magpie. Help me get there safely, please. But no, I do. If I'm going on a plane and I'll suddenly see a whole load of magpies, I'll be doing this all the way to the airport. Hello, Mr. Magpie. How's your wife and family? Hello, Mr. Magpie.
I do the magpie thing as well.
But Dua Lipa, your family do a lot of these things. Your family have a lot of rules.
Well, not a lot of rules. We just have superstitions.
Okay. Run us through. So, if your nose itches.
Oh, if your nose itches, you're going to get angry about something. But in order to combat that, you have to, like, itch your nose and then touch your bum.
Oh, my God, this is brilliant! I think we should all do it.
Time out. So, like, if, for example, you get a random itchy nose, you itch your nose and then
smell
you just...
your bum.
You touch your bum.
Yeah.
And then you touch... No, you don't touch it. No.
Bums.
Unless, of course, they want you to. In which case, go for it. But
You're getting angry because you're not allowing yourself to itch your nose.
No,
you're feeling like an idiot.
No, you're not getting angry. You're not getting angry. It's just like a random itch on your nose happens, which is like a sign that
You've
you're
got to touch your
going
bum.
to get angry. So you just go, oh, hello, little itch, and then you just touch your bum and it's gone.
Brilliant. I think we should all do it right now, actually.
And what's the good luck about the underwear?
So if you... God, this is all mad. But
I'm not making these up. They're yours.
I know. But if you've got, like, a big event or something big is happening in your life and you want to protect yourself from the evil eye, you just wear your knickers inside out.
Oh, my God, I'm doing all of these. These are brilliant. You get them to scratch your bum. No, touch your bum, not scratch it. Scratch your nose, knickers inside out.
Bum. Yep.
This is brilliant.
And underwear.
out.
Doing all
And has it
My
worked?
husband turns his knickers inside out because he doesn't want to wash them.
But, OK, well, let's talk about the magpie thing. Because
what is
you
the
guys,
magpie?
you salute the magpie. So if you see one magpie, it's one magpie is for sorrow.
Yeah.
Two for joy.
3 for a girl.
3 for a girl, 4 for a boy.
5 for silver. 6
for gold.
7 for a secret never to be told.
No,
And-
Oh, my God.
no. If you're in Australia,
yes,
which,
you're right. Yes,
which
you're right.
you
You're right.
know,
You're right.
all you're worried about is magpies. They're not going to swoop on you and peck your brains out because they're nesting.
Yeah.
They're really vicious birds.
But you have to salute them so you don't get the sorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you see 2, then it's joyful, so you're just happy about it.
All right, I've got to change mine.
I'm amazed you knew all of that, Adrian, because I thought you were not superstitious at all.
I'm not. That's the kids' TV programme, Magpie, that I grew up with. I could have just left that and said, yeah, I know all of that, but it's actually... Does anyone remember that programme? Yeah, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. Yeah, that's
It's a song?
It's a song.
Oh, not in Australia. They're just screaming and running. It's a magpie! I believe it was at an award show where you came face to face with your doppelganger.
That's overstating it.
Well, do you know what? I thought it was overstating it, but now as I sit opposite you, I can see it. Go.
In the room, it really makes sense.
Who do you look? I'm trying.
Do you want to guess?
This is crazy. Is it a male or female? Because I'm getting a strong. No, I don't mean this. No, and I don't mean that pejoratively. You kind of remind me of Blanchett from The Profile.
That's where it's Cate Blanchett. Yeah, fair enough.
It is! It is Cate Blanchett!
Yeah.
Oh, shit! Wow!
Cool! Yeah.
That's amazing you got it, because I didn't... Because this afternoon, I was like, really, does he? But you do.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird. I was going to say I loved you in Carol.
Yeah. Now I feel like I'm not Oscar
Well, no,
nominated.
just to remind everybody, so there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now here's Kate. And you can see it.
Wow, you guys should play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a play. My first job was like a Martin McDonagh play when I was 19 years old. And I did it in the West End, and it was a really amazing thing. You're starting to be an actor and be in the world, and oh my God, it's kind of happening. But all my castmates started calling me Kate, because at that time I particularly, obviously, really looked like her. And then I'd be walking down the street and people would stop to tell me that I looked like Cate Blanchett, which was, like, upsetting as a young man trying to make your way in the world. You're like, I'm on the West End, like, Kate, like, fuck off. You know? And then one day I was at the BAFTAs, because I've been to award ceremonies too. Not because I've been nominated, but you know, something I've been in has been nominated. And I went along and I suddenly bumped into her, and there she was, and it was Cate Blanchett, and it was really, really
Did she
kind
feel
of
the same way?
staggering.
Did she get a lot of Donald Gleasons? Yeah.
All the time. No, she was really... I kept it together really well. I was very proud of myself. I didn't, like, panic. And I didn't say, people say that I look.
Sure.
I just said, you're amazing, and it's very nice to meet you. And I was so happy with myself because I'm bad meeting famous people who I admire. I said goodbye and I walked away and I felt it was amazing. But I walked straight into the women's bathroom. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah.
Oh, that's Cate Blanchett.
No, they're like, oh, that's Tilda Swinton, because that's the other person I get.
Tilda as well.
Yeah, Tilda
No man,
too.
no man.
A young Boris Becker.
See what a nightmare. You've helped Paul. You've given him advice on posing for pictures on red carpets.
You have.
I think it only works for men.
I can't remember what the advice is.
Oh, can you not?
No.
Can you?
I use it every single time.
We'll demonstrate that in a moment. Yes.
Well, I can describe it in... the first time I met Andrew was we did a charity comedy sketch. And it was before normal people came out, and I was petrified of people taking photos on a red carpet. And I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my hands. Where do I put my feet?
Oh, yeah.
And Andrew was like, you walk up to the mark, you walk past the mark, you rock back onto your left foot, and you kind of just lean back. Yeah.
God, I wish I followed my own
One
advice.
hand.
One hand, yeah, well, you do the...
Sort of creepy little hand in the...
Yeah, creepy, yeah.
Let's see how Paul is doing as a pupil. Here's Andrew giving the classic...
yeah, that's it.
There we go. So it's one hand in mint. Let's see how Paul's doing. Very good. Beautiful. Now that's more of a casual look. Now let's go with black tie. Let's see how they're doing in black tie. Yeah. Here's Andrew. Now,
very good.
Now, very good. Andrew's only managed to squeeze 4 fingers in. No more.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think you'll be very pleased with Paul in this one. Full fist. Full fist. Well done. And we've got one more. There are loads of these.
There's definitely...
Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now, you may be annoyed with Paul here because he's gone a bit rogue. What's that about?
That's a mistake. I strayed from the game plan. Look how big my hand looks.
Modern Family. Everybody loves Modern Family. 11 years of Modern Family.
Gracias. ¿Cómo te llamas?
And oddly, I did not know till the two of you were on the show today, Mr. Hart was also in Modern Family.
Yes, I was lucky because I wasn't in that scene. I didn't really saw him that day. It was Phil Dunphy, but I knew he was there in that episode. Yeah, and it was great. Yeah, it was great to have him in one episode. I was 11 seasons. It was, one of my favorite things to do in the whole world because it was like going to work with my family, and it was amazing. Yeah. And that day that he went, I wasn't there, so it really doesn't make any difference in my life.
And after 11 years, it must have been so weird waking up thinking, oh, that's gone. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. We were all very, very sad because, it's the people you want to see every day. And you do get separated when you finish. Also, when the day that we ended Modern Family, 2 weeks later, the pandemic happened. So we didn't see each other, really. It was just suddenly we don't see each other anymore. It was really hard. But, now we get connected when we can. Everybody's doing their own thing, but every time we can, we connect.
Yeah, there's bound to be a reunion.
I still connect with a lot of them. We still talk. Yeah, because they say, well, I don't say it, but they say my episode was one of the best.
I remember that episode.
Because you like learning new instruments.
Yes.
So I think you've got a new one with you.
I do, actually. I brought a new one with me. Yes. It is, well, I'll bring it out for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a Turkish instrument. It's called a saz, right?
Okay.
And it's basically a long-necked lute. And it's a beautiful thing. And it makes a really kind of beautiful Eastern sound,
Love it.
So it's got that kind of feel to it.
They're off. They've started a march. They're leaving the studio. We will follow you.
Yeah.
Lead us, Bill.
I know, but it's got a beautiful sort of tone to it. And actually, I was going to play something. Because you're here, Bernie, right? I thought I'd do a little arrangement of a song, right, which you wrote with Elton, right? But I don't think you've ever heard it on the Turkish saz before.
Possibly not.
It's Candle in the Wind, because we were talking about it earlier on, and I just thought it's... Do you know what? Even though this is a three-stringed Turkish instrument, it does actually... It's quite versatile. So something like that sounds quite good.
Decisive, but I can change my mind.
It's a beautiful thing to go, actually, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm wrong.
Yeah. It is.
A lot of the time, shockingly.
Well, you know this thing about trans. Now, people always say, oh, you mustn't talk about trans. Well, fuck that. I'm going to talk about it. I was very keen on grammar. And so when people started talking about pronouns and that they wanted them and not he, she, I thought, what the fuck what they talked about? It's clear, it's grammar, it's the structure of language. But I met a wonderful actress in Australia, Zoe Tarakis. Do you know? I mean, she's a brilliant actress. Yeah. And she's trans. And she had a discussion with me about it. And she said, what does it matter to you if you can make somebody happy by calling them they instead of he or she? Why not do it? And I thought, that's right. It doesn't matter about grammar. If you can make someone happy and give them a sense of themselves, then do it.
Absolutely.
And so I'm now somebody who uses they and all the rest of it. Whatever they want me to say.
Yes.
I'll say it.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Carolina.
Where are you from?
I'm from Chile.
Oh, Chile?
Yeah.
Oh, Chile. Hello. And are you here on holidays? Do you work here?
No, I moved here a year ago.
Okay, are you enjoying it so far?
I love it.
Oh, that's...
A lot of people
loves it.
A lot of people moving here, considering that the country's fucked.
I know, really. Do you not watch the news?
What's the living crisis? Yes, please.
Makes you think, how bad's Chile? Okay, Carolina?
Yeah.
Carolina from Chile. Begin your story, please.
Okay, so this is the first time we spent our summer in the Hamptons, New York. So,
What cost of living crisis?
So we were with the kids, with the husband, whatever. I'm very aware about the ticks. Because in that area...
Sorry, you what?
Ticks. You thought you said pigs, didn't you?
No, I didn't. It's very dangerous because some of them carry Lyme disease.
Well, this is interesting, yes.
No, so we were really, really afraid. So every day I was like looking at the kids and Diego, the dog. And one day, oh my God, there's a tick in Diego because the ticks get like inside of the skin. So I grabbed the tweezer and I tried to pull it out and I couldn't because the dog jumped. So, of course, I asked my husband, he grew up with dogs, and I show it to him, and we're like, oh my God, he has many ticks. So we run into the bed, desperate, like urgent. We get into the office, or I don't know what it is, and then I told him...
You don't.
Look, I mean, we're desperate. Diego doesn't have only one tick. He has many ticks. Diego. And then he looked at us, and he said, you mean the nipples?
It's quite a good story, but I'm still going to finish.
A scene in Holy Smoke where I play a young girl who her family believes she needs to be deprogrammed because she spent some time in India and they're concerned that she's fallen in love with a guru and she's lost her mind, and actually she hasn't at all. And Harvey Keitel plays a sort of a cult deprogramming expert. And my character tries to convince him that it's working, it's all working. And so she takes all of her clothes off and walks towards him in the desert saying, look, it's worked, I'm free. And she's just pissing and pissing. And I thought, OK, how am I really going to do that then? Am I really going to... am I going to actually have to do a wee on camera? And Jane Campion, the director, said to me, well, it would be nice, you know, if you could... you could try, darling. I'm thinking, no, I don't want to do that. That sounds really horrible. And so there was a rig, there was a wee rig. But why do I tell these stories? Happened to me again. So there was a wee rig which was attached to the back of my hair by a little piece of kind of fishing wire, and it was a bag of saline drip fluid that they sort of dyed a little bit green. And then I had to kind of get this...
Green.
Tube. No, yellow. Did I say green?
Yeah. It said green.
I didn't mean green.
There's something about this film we don't know.
I didn't mean green. I didn't mean green.
What
Yellow.
colour would my character's urine be?
Green. I had to get this little pipe and wedge it in, you know, a specific spot.
Is that someone's job, or do you have to do that?
No, I insisted that would be my own job. Someone did offer. But I said, no, it's fine. I think I've got this. So I had to wedge this tube right in the coochie. And then at a certain point, they'd quickly cut, and the makeup artist would run in and release this fluid, and then it would just gush. But the problem is, when you're a girl, it doesn't go in a stream down the middle. It goes all down the leg and no paper. So this was not a good shot. So the number of times I do this flipping thing just to get the wee to hit the floor. I'm like, I'm not a guy.
That's
why. There you go.
But every year, I think, you know, you think about what you're going to put in the stocking fillers. Every year, and I never do it, I think, I've got to get some shiwis.
Someone gave me a shiwi. It's brilliant.
So does it work?
It's I used it at Glastonbury.
No.
I used my shiwi at Glastonbury last year.
Adrian doesn't know what a shiwi is.
It's a cup.
Yeah, you put your
It's a cup
on your...
with a little tube.
Yeah, with a thing. Okay.
And then, so it means that you can stand up and
have a little wee.
And you can direct the flow.
Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant, I tell you.
I have an image in my head now.
Yeah.
You can never unsee it.
I asked you this story the last time we were on the show.
OK.
And we didn't get to air it. But it's to do with Napoleon and Samantha.
Yes.
But Napoleon and Samantha, you know, people my age remember this movie.
Yes.
It was you with a lion.
Yes, I was with the lion.
And because it seems so far away, but, you know, it's you. There didn't seem to be much safety precautions with you and the lion.
No, I was 9 years old, and, well, I was working with... There were 3 lions. There was one really old lion with no teeth, he was the actual lion we were supposed to be working with, and then there was a stunt lion who did all the crazy, like, rawr kind of stuff. And then there was the stand-in lion, so 3 lions. The old lion wouldn't move, and you can't make a lion move because they're 500 pounds. So I was working with the stand-in lion, and I guess he had a little, you know, like a little piano wire that was pulling him, and would finish the take, and I was going up the hill, and all I remember is I remember seeing his mane come around, and then he picked me up sideways and shook me in his mouth, and turned me around, and every single person on the crew was running in the opposite direction. And I'm like sideways, watching everybody, and they took their equipment too. And I'm watching everybody leave, going like, what's happening? Then I remember being like, oh, it's an earthquake, because I was getting shaken. The trainer said, drop it. And because the lion was so well trained, he opened his mouth and dropped me down, and I went running, and then he came after me and then just put one paw on me and then just waited, like, I got her. Yeah, so that's the story. But I do remember watching it, going like, oh, that's funny, they're all running. Sideways, being shaken.
If I'd been there, I'd have been like, okay, come on, lion.
That's right. You'd have had me. You'd have had my back.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Ellen.
Ellen, lovely. And where are you from, Ellen?
Sydney.
Sydney in Australia. And do you live there or here?
No, I live here now.
OK, what do you do here?
I'm a nurse and a paramedic.
Wow, OK, thank you. Now, see, when people have nice jobs, you feel a bit bad. Off you go, Ellen, with your story.
So, one night in A&E, a gent comes in, quite hunched over, looking really, really uncomfortable. And I go, hey, mate, what's brought you into A&E tonight? And he goes, so I was gardening naked. I've fallen over.
Oh. What do you think it was? A wheelbarrow? I mean, you know, a lawnmower? Who knows? You've heard those stories before, haven't you?
Well, what did you just do to her?
She's a nurse. She can heal herself.
What happened?
She's gone. She's gone now.
So what's that mean? You're over it. You're not into it.
Yeah.
It's a bad story.
Well, it's just I feel I've heard I was putting in a light bulb and then I sat on it, that kind of thing.
Really?
We've all heard those stories. Haven't we? Last dinner party?
What?
No. What?
Dave doesn't know what the red chair is.
I have no idea, and that lady just fell back.
Yeah, no, she did. She's okay. She's okay. I hope she's okay. Let's try another one.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sorry to keep you waiting. What's your name?
Jenny.
Jenny, lovely. And what do you do, Jenny?
I'm a photographer.
Oh, yes. And what do you take photographs of?
Portraits, so all people.
All people?
Yes.
Like show-busy things, or...?
A little bit sometimes, yeah.
OK. Is your story involving anyone on our couch?
No.
OK, we can all relax, everyone. All right, Jenny, off you go with your story.
So my husband and I had been invited to a really posh wedding, and so we'd been on the champagne since about midday. So by the time the dance floor opened, we were 3 sheets to the wind.
Good on you.
Yeah. And anyway, on the dance floor, had the time of my life from Dirty Dancing came on. And and I motioned to my husband, who was the opposite side of the dance floor, that we should do the lift. And he was like, yeah, OK. So I kicked off my shoes, I tucked my dress into my knickers, and I ran full pelt at my husband. We crashed into each other, and we went down like a ton of bricks. And I then find myself straddling my husband with bruised knees and my dress right up around my waist. And I look at him and I say, what was that? And he looked at me and went, sorry, I've never seen Dirty Dancing.
That's not bad. You let him walk. Yeah, you can walk, Jenny. You can walk. Go on. OK. So, you see, if you get to the end of your story, you're good. That's the...
And then she comes and joins us.
No. Oh. You still never see her again. In a way, the end of the story is kind of the same. One more. Go on. Yes. Yeah, let's have another one. Yeah. Yeah, hello.
Hi there.
Hi, who are you?
I'm Linda.
Linda, lovely. And where are you from, Linda?
I'm from Northamptonshire.
Northamptonshire, Devine.
Yeah.
Northamptonshire. And what do you do in Northamptonshire?
I'm retired, but I used to be a district nurse, so you'll probably tip me in a minute.
No. I don't tip every nurse. I have high hopes for you, Linda. Off you go with... Fingers crossed. What's your story? Off you go.
Well, 20 years ago, it probably was, I was asked to go and see this man because he'd been constipated for 3 days and nothing had worked.
Chacho Gold.
So, anyway, in those days, we used to do what's called a manual removal. I mean, draw your own conclusions. Anyway, we got there and the man assumed the position and I examined him.
Linda, I've got to stop you for a second. What do they do now?
I've no idea. I've been retired.
Is there a Hoover or something?
I don't know.
Anyway, so manual, he assumes the position. We're there.
Yeah, so I'm feeling around and I can feel something really hard. And I'm thinking, I thought it was a stone, actually. Anyway, I got it out and I went and ran it under the tap. And it happened to be his wedding ring. Anyway, his wife was standing there and she said, do you know, I've been looking for that for 2 days. He'd obviously swallowed it accidentally somehow, I don't know, but it was really funny because we used to call it digging for gold, and that day I actually got gold.
You can walk! You can walk! I didn't think he'd eaten it. In real life, you've had a run-in with Criminality. Tell us the story.
I love how British people say it. What?
A run-in.
Criminality?
With Criminality. Criminals. If I say you were in a dim sum restaurant, do you know where we're going?
Yeah.
OK, take it away, Devine Joy Randolph.
So I was vegan at that time, and I say this because I feel like that was the bad karma. I was vegan.
It's veganuary!
I was vegan, and my best friend was like, let's go get dim sum. And I was like, that's all pork and shrimp and chicken. I can't eat that. She's like, it's amazing. We have to go. And I was like, OK. So we go. We're having amazing dim sum brunch. And my back is... It's crazy when you have near-death experience, the details. You remember everything. My back was to the door, and I hear, like, all this, like, kerfuffle, and I see, like, people rushing in. So my brain's like, is this a flash mob?
But this is like...
So show business. So show business. Yeah. No, probably a flash mob.
Well, because, like, why is everyone rushing in? But I was like, that's like, it's not on trend anymore. They haven't done that in a long time. And I turned back around, because I was like, is this a flash mob? I turned back around, my best friend's gone. And I'm like, that's weird. And so, literally, so then people start screaming. So then my brain is like, something's going on. So I'm seeing people, like, trying to flee out of the exit. There's a kitchen with, like, barnyard doors, swinging doors. Yeah. So that was the closest thing to me. And so I go into the kitchen, and it's dim sum. They also sell sushi. So in my brain, I'm like, they got knives. Good ones. And so I come in, and there's, like, 2 waitresses on this side, and there's, like, a guy on that side. And, like, I go to one side, and I collect the knives. I don't know why. Multiples, and I Wolverined it. And I'm doing, like, these yoga breaths of fire. And I'm like, this is it. I don't know what I'm preparing for, but this is it. And so then I'm hearing, like, screams, and this lady's like, not my baby. And I was like, oh, my God. And then this guy comes in, and I'm like, is he a threat, or are we cool? And he leans over to me, and he's like, don't worry, I'm in the Marines. And I was like, oh, we're good. But basically what it was a smash and grab. So I didn't know you guys have Westfields. We have Westfields in California. And I got very excited when I came out the car today, and I said, is that like my Westfield, Mall Westfield? So it was at a Westfield, and so basically, there was a jewelry store, like, just outside of the mall. There was a smash and grab, but apparently that jeweler had a private detective so they can carry arms. So they had a little surprise for them. And so it, like, escalated way too crazy. And so they were running through the mall with the bounty and guns, and they chose to run through because, like, you know, the malls where the restaurants are connected. Yes. So they were running through the mall to just escape, but all that happened. And you just don't know, you're just hearing crazy things. Yeah. So I was like, this is it.
We need Divine in an emergency. That's what we need. That is impressive. Yeah. If you see her in Westfield tomorrow, run. Who's there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Kelly.
Kelly, lovely. And where are you from, Kelly?
I'm from Colchester.
Colchester? Oh, lovely. And what do you do in Colchester?
I've just retired after 33 years at the bank.
OK, lovely. What were you doing at the bank?
I was in Reward. I was the head of Reward.
Head of Reward?
Yeah, pay, bonus, shares, pensions, all the things that people earn.
OK, no wiser. Off you go. You're retired now, you don't need to know. Off you go with your story.
Husband and I go to a big concert at Wembley. It's our anniversary, so I'd arranged childcare, and he had arranged for us to have a hotel for the night in London. Very excited, being grown-ups. Had a good few drinks at the concert. Yes. Afterwards, ran to the tube, last 2 to jump on before the doors closed, and there we were, wedged up against the doors. And as it jolts away from the station, he wraps his arm around to hold on to the handrail. And, you know, I'd had a few drinks. I knew we had an adult night ahead. So I turned and I started with his little finger, and I kissed along each of the fingertips a bit at a time until I got to his thumb, where I gave it a, let's say, a cheeky nibble. So pleased with myself, I turned around to smile at him, and he went...
But it wasn't going to be him, was it?
No, of course it wasn't him. We could see that coming a mile away. It's never him. Did this come about because of that show you did, Daddy?
Sort of, yeah, because I did this play called Daddy by this writer called Jeremy O'Harris, and it was a play about I was the daddy. It was about an older white man and a younger black man, and this sort of intergenerational, interracial relationship sort of in the art world and blah, blah. It was really interesting. It was sort of lots of ideas I thought were really fascinating, things we don't talk about. But I'd been naked a lot.
A lot?
A lot. Like a lot,
like
on
naked,
stage.
naked,
like
or with
totally
a little sock in there?
meeting
You
to
feel naked
vegan...
anyway as it is being on stage, and then you have no clothes. Oh,
I know.
Wow.
And,
You like-
and there was this... What?
You like naked, but like...
Like totally naked.
I know, but like, like you half mask, or you like, where you at? Like,
What are you asking? What are you asking?
I mean, you naked. Like, are you naked and confident? Or are you like?
What is the word naked? You're naked. You're naked.
Yeah, not really. Like, am I naked and not confident?
Well,
am I naked and like? Yeah, you
if
see
you're
it.
not confident,
You see it.
if you're not confident. We don't know your reasons, but I'm sure he was confident.
Where you at? Are you like? Is it just naked? Alan, give it
That's
to
naked.
All right.
I mean, you know, I think we all know if we're a gentleman who's done lots of naked scenes in films and things, you kind of like try and make it look as good as possible.
See, thank you.
Give it a little whack before you come on.
We're good. We're good, Alan.
But,
So there's a little,
you know,
But not too good. You don't want to look too good.
You don't want to look too good. You know what I'm saying? But I was the daddy character. So and the thing is, I still don't feel like I'm the age I am. And I was playing this character called Daddy, and I think so. I kind of grew a beard. My beard's, you know, grey and everything, and salt and pepper. So I tried to look older. And then also I was naked, and so... But what was fascinating was the way that people objectified me as an older man, naked. You know, we're used to being objectified all the time, no matter what, as people in the public eye. But being objectified about your body when you're in your 50s was quite fascinating. So I guess that was the sort of germ of this show, and I started thinking about it. I'm not naked in this show, I have to say.
Okay, all right.
But
legs out.
But I do talk about my testicles.
Oh, fabulous!
Because
now you're selling tickets.
Because one of the things I talk about different parts of aging, and I say there's no place that I feel more my age and feel old as when I go to the dermatologist. And I go to the dermatologist a lot because I'm pale, as you can see, and you know I've got moles and things. And, so I go to the dermatologist to get this mole. It's a mole map. He checks my moles in case anything bad's happened. And also, so I was going one time to the dermatologist, and I was in the shower that morning, and I was just sort of having a little check myself, you know, to save him some time. And I was also checking downstairs because there's an organisation that I support in Scotland called Cajones Scotland. Spanish word.
So you were going to show them to them that you had to check yourself?
No, because they check, because of like, you know, when you check your boobs for lumps, women check. So it's like to encourage men to check their balls for lumps, for testicular cancer.
Do you do that?
So you should. Everyone should. Everyone, go home tonight and check your balls. Wait till you go home. But, anyway, so I was checking my balls and I saw two little, like, red dots on one of my, like, little pimples. And it was like someone had taken a red Sharpie and gone boop, boop. And someone may well have done that and I hadn't noticed. You know what I mean? Anyway,
where's he going with this?
So I go to the dermatologist. I'm a bit alarmed. Yes. And I go to the dermatologist and I say, what's in it? Because you have to take your clothes off. I say, what's this? Should I be worried? And he went, Alan, that's nothing to be worried about. That's just a normal part of scrotal aging. And I was like, what? And scrotal aging is a thing. And also, now because I tell this story, like I tell this story in my show, I'm kind of doing a bit of my act here, but he's now, my dermatologist he's sort of taken me into his scrotal confidence, and he tells me about other things that happen with people. And so there's a thing in dermatologists in New York anyway, where some men come and they want to get Botox injected into their testicles. Yeah, because like, you know when you put Botox in your head, I don't know if any of you know that, but it relaxes the muscles. And
They want sagging balls?
They want saggy balls, Sophia, yeah. They want kind of, you know, saggy balls. And it's no judgments about...
Graham, will you fucking step in?
What is happening here? What is it?
I was interested.
Well, Graham, at some point,
as an older man, I was interested.
Well, at some point.
I was thinking, well, maybe.
At least we should see.
At some point, Graham, like, oh, come on, Alan, your balls are fine, and get us back on track. Alan's going down a track. Here we go.
But I'm getting to the punchline.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
And so I don't get this thing. I'm fine with my balls, even with their little red dots. Yeah. And their scrotal aging. But no, anyway, so the people who get the injections and the thing, the process, the procedure, it's called Scrotox.
That's amazing. It is. is very good. Thank you. Very good. Go talk. I like that.
They shot you to
Hello. Hi. Oh, don't be nervous. You're fine. You're fine. What's your name?
Zoe.
Zoe. And where are you from, Zoe?
I'm from Scotland, Dumfries and Galloway, but I lived in Ireland for about 20 years.
It's a lovely accent. Very nice.
Thank you.
Whereabouts in Ireland did you live?
Fermoy, County Cork.
Fermoy, home of the pencil.
Horrible town.
Oh. No, it's got a giant pencil in it, hasn't it?
It's got a bridge if people want to jump off it. I hated the place.
We're looking forward to this story. I think the cannon is loose. Off you go.
I'd moved to Ireland and started a new job on a big stud farm, and I'd also started a relationship with my boss. It was...
Sorry, I've got to stop you for a second. Did you say slug farm or stud farm?
Stud farm, stud.
Stud farm.
Yeah.
Horses. OK, we got it. OK.
So I was at the stage in the relationship where you don't show your true colours, where you kind of want to look like you're nice and kind and do the small things. And there was this one morning I had to get up early to go and work in the north. And I thought, it's not nice when the big light goes on, so I'll be kind and I'll cover his face. But he woke up when I was putting the pillow over his face. And he went absolutely mental.
You can walk.
Whenever I tell this story, I say that I was in bed and my eyes, like, popped open. But I sleep with my eyes open, so they just sort of widen slightly.
Sorry, whoa.
Whoa. Stop the bus.
Whoa. Why have we done the rest of the show and not started with this bit?
I sleep with my eyes open.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you
not like Gandalf. Not like because Gandalf sleeps with his eyes open. Do you know that?
Of course he does. Of
Yeah,
course he does. Leave him alone. He's 85.
Is he doing it at this moment?
But yeah.
No. We need to know more about this.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what else there is to say. I sleep with my eyes open. Not like mostly. It's not fully. It's usually just like.
Oh, so it's nothing weird then.
Have you always slept with your eyes open?
Yeah. Since I was a baby.
As a kid, I mean, I've got two small kids. If I went in the room and they were just sleeping like that, looking at me, I'd be doing an exorcism.
My mum says that I used to do it as a baby, and she was a bit freaked out by it, but she just sort of, she was like, probably fine.
So is it easier? Do we have to try and shut our eyes?
Yeah, I actually find it really hard to close my eyes fully. I feel like my eyelids aren't big enough for my eyeballs. So, like, if I do that, I'm, like, really actively thinking about it. Like, if I'm just relaxed, I'm sort of like... I have really dry eyes. Huh?
What are we doing here? We should be making a Channel 5 documentary.
The woman who doesn't blink.
Sorry,
I have very lively dreams.
Huh? I don't remember my dreams, Ian, actually. No.
Too busy looking at a bedroom ceiling.
Yeah, that needs painting.
If someone did that, if you, say, fell asleep on a train, would you, like...
I wouldn't see anything. Like, my vision is still impaired when I'm sleeping, but I actually have very little information for you about this condition.
It's quite a short documentary.
Yeah.
If you have been affected by any of the issues raised here tonight, please call Graham Norton.
That is fascinating. Hello. The hopes of a nation are riding on you, sir. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Reuben.
And where do you live, Reuben?
I live in Oxfordshire.
OK, the hopes are fading, but off you go, Reuben.
OK, so I'm a student and I've been, like, job hopping. And I was at a job as a baker in a supermarket.
Yes.
And while I was baking, I had to keep going into the freezer and back. And while I was in the freezer, I kept getting this idea, which was to see if my tongue would stick if I licked the wall. Now, it was a really, really busy day, and I went into the freezer and I thought about it and I did it. And as soon as I did it, my tongue stuck, and I was there completely stuck for about 30 minutes. And then I started getting this stressful feeling that I realised I had bread in the oven. And so I could hear beeps and things, and I was thinking, there's only one way, I'm gonna have to pull my tongue out. And, Graham, when I tell you there's still a bit of my tongue...
It was a good story. It was a good story.
He didn't go back and scrape it off. He didn't go back and scrape it off. He just left his stuff in the freezer. Like.
Yeah, health and safety. Yeah.
We learned how to chop and how to prep. Mostly it was the art of plating up, do you know what I mean? So it looks...
Yeah.
It's the artistry of great chefs, I think.
That's when they wipe it, isn't it, with a bit of a tea towel.
Give it that little one at the end.
The bit of the goo.
And they do the salt, the jus,
Yeah,
not the goo, the jus.
But it is a form of goo, isn't it?
Well, it's a
jus.
jus.
Jus is a goo.
No, a jus is not a goo. A goo is not a jus. A jus is a jus.
I would say a jus, within the set goo, is the subset jus.
But how can
and
a
the other
jus... Don't
subset...
get all wavy with me. How can a jus be a goo when a goo is not a jus?
Well, because you can have more than one word for the same thing.
But that doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, I think...
You wouldn't say to a chef, can I have that goo on my plate?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Because he'd slap you.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. They're famously violent.
Take it outside, man.
But I would say...
You're gonna have that. You're gonna have that.
No, but in...
What, me or him?
Both of you. I would get
I would go with the jus.
Thank you very much. See, Carly's told you, and I'll be quiet. Sorry.
She has spoken.
Did she see Blues for an Alabama Sky?
She did not.
She did not.
And Blues for an Alabama Sky, oh, wow, that's where we first met. We have our journey, which is, he came into the dressing room today and we were like in awe of our journey together because that was your first show.
I did my first professional play with Coleman Domingo.
What are the chances of that?
In the Bay Area in 1997, we did a play called Blues for an Alabama Sky with Pearl Cleage. And you played Guy and I played Leland Cunningham, and you were so generous and warm and wonderful with me. I can remember one story in particular where on stage we have a stage kiss, my character with the main protagonist of the play. And she changed up the stage kiss on this particular night, and she slipped a little tongue into the kiss.
Oh, she did.
And I was a young man, and I hadn't done a lot of stuff, and I came up to Coleman after, and I said, Coleman, do people normally French kiss on stage kisses on stage?
What did I say?
And you were putting on your makeup, he was putting on his makeup, he said, no. He said, no. And then he goes, did you like it? And I said, not really. And he's like, well, you should tell her to put it back the way that it was then. And I was like, all right, I just need it. I love that I put it on like lots of makeup.
Who were you playing?
You just get it on.
You're a soccer fan.
Yes.
Is it Man United you support?
Yes. Come on. You won't detour me.
But you go to see them, like, you go to the...
I've been to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I'm a true fan.
Yeah, we've got pictures of you. This is you, I don't know what...
Me with Marcus Rashford.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That makes me
that's
feel
epic.
so
That's
good.
epic.
He just...
Yeah.
Oh.
And here's you getting a lovely gift.
Yes.
Julia won. Yeah. And how did this happen? How did Julia Roberts become a soccer fan?
I have 3 children, and when they were really little and started playing soccer and started watching it on TV, and I didn't ever realize how exciting it was to watch it on television, and we just got so into it, and somehow just Manchester United became our team, the Motor family team, our team.
Okay.
And we became sort of possessed.
And Tom, you sport?
Aston Villa.
We're doing quite well this year. Thank you. Anybody can root for Man United.
Oh, that's it.
I'm with you, Timothy. How did that happen?
The very first time I came to England, I woke up very early in the morning, and the football scores were on the BBC, and they all had kooky names like Cheltenham took Twixby 2-0. Didn't make sense to any of them. And then one came up and Aston Villa drew or 1-1. I said, Aston Villa? Well, that sounds like a lovely little place. Aston Villa. Oh, yes, I'm taking holiday in Aston Villa. Would you like to? And then it turns out it's in Birmingham. It's a fabulous place. Villa Park is a magnificent stand to go to. There I am, cheering on. How about that? There you go.
Yeah.
And they gave me a jersey that said Julia on the back. didn't make any sense, but...
Olivia, of course, you in Broadchurch, another big detective show, which you haven't seen, but...
I haven't seen, but I looked on all my notes on my phone and it says Broadchurch, Broadchurch, Broadchurch. Like, at least 400 people have said to me, you need to see it, so I keep writing it on my phone, but I haven't seen it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking you were the only person on Broadchurch who knew who did it?
Yes.
How did they make that mistake?
That was a whoops. So I went for the first meeting. I'd read the first episode. I went to meet the producers, and they said, "What do you think?" I went, "I love it." And I said, "Please, who did it?" And then they told me. Oh. And I cried, and they went, "That's exactly what we want, yeah." And then before I'd even got home, sort of a 20-minute journey back, I got so many messages going, we fucked up, we shouldn't have told you, please don't tell anyone. we think we're going to do it, you know, with none of the actors knowing, not even the person who did it knowing. I went, OK. And I thought that I could maybe do it with... But then the whole nation went a bit, they loved it. Yeah. And everyone... I just had to stop going on the bus and everything. Yeah. It's just, you know, you want to tell everybody.
And did the actor who had done it, did they know?
Not until, I think, the last... yeah.
Ooh, that's tricky.
Fuck, school run's going to be a shit one.
All right, that is nearly it. Before we go, just time for a quick visit to the big red chair. Who's there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how tall are you?
Very.
Yeah. Are you 7 feet tall?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name's Luke.
Luke, OK, Luke, and where are you from?
I'm from New Zealand.
Hey! It's been a while. It's been a while since we had a New Zealander. Do you live there or here?
I live here.
OK, what do you do here, Luke?
I'm a committee coordinator in central London.
A committee coordinator?
Yeah, very vague and mysterious.
And dull. Really boring.
Very boring, yeah.
You should release a song. Well, apparently it's really easy. Just do a bit of mini golf, you're there. All right, Luke, off you go with your story.
Lovely. So a few weeks ago, I was in Vienna on a little solo trip on my own, and I met up with this guy on a date who I'd met a few weeks ago, and we went to the Christmas markets, and very romantic, very cute, wholesome vibes. So walking around with mulled wine. It was the first snowfall of the season. It was very lovely and wholesome.
Yeah.
And he suggested we go to one of the saunas. And I was like, oh, lovely. Like, never been to the European saunas before, but heard that.
How old is he? Should we go to a sauna? Ooh, lovely.
He's okay.
He's dead now. Yeah, he's dead now.
Is there a foam pit back there? What happened?
No, it's quite safe. It's quite safe. Yeah. It looks more dramatic than it is. I've done it. It's fine.
Get in there.
No, I've done it. I've done it.
Let's do it now.
No, Dakota, no. Who's up next? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy, lovely. And what do you do, Tracy?
I have a business selling equine gifts for children.
Equine?
For pony mad kids, love presents.
Oh, you sell things to pony mad children?
That's right.
Oh, so basically shit with ponies on it?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, high-quality shit with ponies on it. Yeah, nice. And where are you from?
London.
London, OK. You know, home of the pony mad children. Off you go with your story.
So when I married, I was really lucky to become part of a very big Irish family. So that means lots of weddings, christenings, funerals. And on this occasion, it was a funeral. So off we went, and obviously with Irish funerals, there's always a mass first. So as we're going into church, my husband says, "You have turned your phone off, haven't you?" And I was a bit offended, and I assured him I had, so that was that. Between the funeral and the cemetery, we had to drive there. So I thought, well, I'll quickly check my phone, emails, messages, etc. Anyway, we get to the funeral, and we're around the graveside, and the coffin is being lowered in, literally as my phone rings. But what made it 10 times worse is my phone ringtone is, "I've got one less problem without you."
You can walk. You can walk. Yeah.
That's a good story.
Very good.
That's good. That's good.